summarize the opportunity. It is, yes, the opportunity is there. Wait a minute, go back to that for a moment. The Oh, is it just going to load up like that no matter what? Or 2002, 2000, over 50% of Americans own. Okay, it's not going to do that. Okay. All right. Well, I'll look at that. I can look at that later then. That's not a problem. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I mean, again, yesterday what we talked about was the opportunity is the 26 million plus business websites in this country need to be optimized or need to become mobile friendly for smartphone viewing, and about 1% of them have only been completed. So there's just a huge opportunity there.
So about 1% of the businesses have been optimized for mobile, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and there's over 60% of the businesses don't have any kind of so 1% have been optimized for mobile. How many percentage of restaurants have been optimized for mobile?
It's the same. It's pretty much the same. I mean, if you look at any restaurant, you're pretty much going to find their site isn't optimized unless it's new or unless they were just recently optimized. But you'll see 9 out of 10 or 19 out of 20 sites you go to, you're going to see, you just pick ones in your neighborhood, you're going to see that they're not optimized.
All right.
So, yeah, so I mean, the opportunity is huge. You'll find it almost on every restaurant. Now, there are some things we can't do. For instance, if they're flash websites,
okay.
I might be able to do them. I might not. We have to take a look at it first and see.
So don't do any flash websites. So I need to look at their website before I walk in the door, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yep. Well, what will happen is, and I'll show you here in a second, what we're going to do is I'm going to get you a demo. So when you walk in the door, you already have the demo.
Yeah, because that's all I really need to do is I know the price point's $2.99 for you and sell it for $4.99 if I want to make a $200 profit. And then we need to figure out a way to do the hosting where we can charge a little extra so I can get some residual and set that up. But let's.
Yeah, that's up to you. Yeah, I mean, I need to see $15.99, so whatever you see over and above that is yours.
How do I charge that addition? Do I have to get a payment processor to do that? How do I get that additional money?
No, it all goes through me.
Okay, got it. So we'll write it.
So I'll either bill them via PayPal or I can process their credit card if you get that information.
Okay.
And then every month I'll auto charge their card for the monthly hosting.
Okay, yeah, because we'll be at like $29.95. I think that's a fair monthly hosting to keep them going.
Okay, well that's nice. Then you're going to get $14 on every client.
I should at least that much. My mindset.
Yeah.
I'd like to get a couple of hundred of them to have that residual going all the time.
Yeah, sure. That's the way to go. Then you got a nice check coming in every month besides what you're selling.
That's right.
So this first page here, this is my website. It's mobilewebpros.net. It's got a bunch of information on here about what we're doing and why we're doing it and that kind of stuff. So feel free to peruse that and gain any information you can from it. This next website here, onlybusinessonline.com. You can write that down if you want.
Okay.
That is a training website that I put up. It's password protected, so the username here is agent, as you can see, and the password, which you can't see, is agent123.
Agent123. Got it.
So when I log in here, what you'll see is there's a PowerPoint presentation that we can present to clients. I usually don't use it because I think most of them get the idea of the transition that's going on right now.
Yeah.
And so they see it, and usually what I lead in with is that right now we've just passed a point where more searches are done on smartphones than any other device. And as a pure result of that fact, that means that more people are looking at your business's website on a smartphone. And if it doesn't look right, or if you got to pinch and squeeze and do all kinds of stuff, then they're going to probably move on to the next site.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what is happening, and that's the transition that's going on. So anyway, on this site is a bunch of good information here, a lot of educational material for you to kind of get you up to speed on what's going on in the mobile world. then down the bottom here is the rep training link, and if you click on that, every Thursday at 1:30 in the afternoon, we do a live webinar training for an hour.
And this is for customers or for us, or who's this for?
No, it's only for salespeople.
I see.
And you just register right here. So you pick a date, and then you put your name in there and your email address.
So how many people have you got selling this so far for you?
Right now I have 2, and I have a third one on board. I probably have a couple coming on board in the beginning of next week.
Okay, fantastic. I was just curious because you got all these meetings that you've got scheduled. So, these are things that just started. I got you. I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're scheduled for every Thursday at 1:30, and they're good. They're not done by me, but they're done by another person in my group. So.
Okay. So he's training people how to sell your services and other services that you may have, or what?
No, this training is purely on the sale of mobile websites.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll be able to make every one of them, but I can make partials. I can make part of them or something. I'll be on my iPad, that kind of stuff, and doing my regular job. But I can definitely. I'm sure they'll be recorded too, right?
I don't know if we're recording.
Oh, that's
yet.
okay.
We plan to, yeah. But right now we don't have them recorded yet.
Okay.
There is. So that's the additional, link at the bottom. Here in the training materials that you go to schedule for that. Here's a couple previews. This is a couple things for you. One on the left is a before, and the one on the right is an after.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is a place called Colonial Transport there in southern New Jersey. I'm working on a site for them. This is what I showed them right off the bat. Okay. So what I did was, and this is actually not me. This is one of my salesmen. He's in South Jersey. It's his client. He said, "Hey, I'm going out to Colonial today. Can you put together a demo for me?" Which I did, and I sent him this, and so he was on with this before he even walked in the door.
Right.
So obviously that's a very significant difference, and something that the client liked right away.
Heck yeah.
So that's one. That's one of them. Here's another one. This is one I'm working on personally myself. This is Max Hansen Caterer. They're up here in Pennsylvania. The one on the left, obviously, is, you got to do a lot of pinching and squeezing and everything else. And the one on the right is a lot more friendly. You see some of these features like call us, find us. Down the bottom is email us. I built in Twitter for him right there. So clients can see the Twitter entries. And pretty much everything, here is just a lot more user-friendly for phone navigation with a smartphone. And here's what it looks like on an Android, right? You see Android, here's the iPhone, here's a Windows phone, and here's a BlackBerry. So I give that to you, before you even walk in to see your clients. You have to let me know the day before, hey, I'm planning on stopping out and seeing so-and-so, and I'll put it together for you and email you the link to it so you have that when you walk in the door.
All right.
Now, one morning on an iPad, it doesn't show the before and after accurately. The after is accurate, but the before, it's still reformatting it into a little bit of a different screen format. So the iPad isn't always the best presentation tool to show the comparison of the two.
Okay. Well, I've got a Droid.
You can pull this up on your phone.
Well, I've got a Droid, and it's one of those pay-as-you-go ones, so it's not a fancy smartphone, but
Yeah, but you have internet access, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you could pull up the site on your phone as well. Yeah, this demo on their phone, and I can give you one or both. It's nice for them to see the side-by-side comparison because that brings everything to light. So. But that's all I really had to show you was this, we talked yesterday, so we kind of went through the opportunity.
Got it.
We have the training materials here. I get you the demos. Obviously you need to get through the training materials.
Well, let me do that. Let me try to do that tonight when I get back, and tomorrow some. What is the flow normally? Do I go to the people that are warm leads that I kind of I know of, at least to have the names and all that kind of stuff, and schedule a phone call and try to schedule an appointment on a phone call, or do I just walk in the door? What's the best sales flow so far for you guys?
That's purely up to you. I think, I like to just walk in the door, introduce myself, and let them know, the opportunity, the service that I'm offering, and make them aware of some facts about, how everything is going mobile. And then I lead right into, a comparison of showing them the demo and showing them the difference and making them understand, that this is a time right now when things are drastically changing and people's habits and what they do. They're not sitting behind their desktop computer all the time searching for stuff anymore. They're doing it on their mobile phones, and they're finding your website because of the proximity of where they are to their location to your business.
Okay.
Because of the GPS that's built into the smartphone. So it's a different world, and you want to be found if you're a business or a restaurant, obviously, and this is a good way for them to enhance, their opportunity to do business with new clients and get new customers,
Got it. So that's a pretty simple. So just do before you walk in, pull up their website. If it looks really good and they've already got it mobilized, let it go and go somewhere else. But if it's not, pull it up and walk in and do your quick presentation. I mean, what is there anything in particular you say? Hey, can I talk to the manager, the owner? I mean, what do you do? How do you walk in?
I would look at the owner. The owner is the one that's going to make the decision. So I go into the smaller mom and pop restaurants. Not any kind of chain or anything, because they're already going to be done. The big businesses are all going to be done by somebody else other than us.
Yeah.
So it's the small mom and pop shops. The pizza places, whatever, burger joints, whatever, any kind of, Yeah,
don't go to TGI Fridays or Red Robin or them kind of places, because they got people on staff that do this, right?
That's correct. Yeah, or they hire out contract to do all their businesses. I mean, it's a different, for like a Burger King or something like that, they might do an app instead of a website. But, it doesn't make sense to do apps, although, they're charging $3,000-4,000 to do apps for mom and pop, restaurants and businesses. And, to me, it's a waste of money, because what are people going to do? Have 100 apps for all the 100 different restaurants that they go to, on their phone, and have to find the app and then look at it? And then there's no dynamic feature to that either, because if, say, the owner wants to modify his specials for the week, he changes his specials. That's not viewable on the app, because it's not, it's not synced to anything. What happens with us is we sync to the main website. The mobile site does. So whenever they make changes on the main website, those changes are passed down to the mobile site.
Got it.
So the opportunity is really just presenting to the owner or whoever's in charge. Look, here it is. Just lay it out and show them.
So you got.
If you know you're going to go someplace, you have to tell me the day before, because I'll need to put together the demos for you. Wherever you're going. So
right. Well, let me.
The leads, the source of leads is ubiquitous. You just pick any restaurant in your local area. You pull up their website on your phone. When you see that it isn't, you got to pinch and squeeze and do all kinds of stuff on your phone. They're a candidate. You let me know about it. I go in and try and do a demo. If I can do a demo and I'm successful, then I get that back to you, and then that's when you can walk in the door and approach the client.
Are there any other niches that you personally think are hot besides restaurants, in case I go that direction?
Well, I like locksmiths is very big, and I have one for locksmiths. Do I have it up here?
The reason I'm asking is I have to be really careful where I go as far as restaurants, and because I don't want to be in direct competition. I can't do this full time anyway, but if I could get an extra couple sales a week, eventually maybe transition to it full time. I can't promise you that I can do this right now, but at least I know what I got to do. And this doesn't look that hard to sell. It really doesn't.
No. You got to, when you're selling something, right, you need a really good product. We have that, and you need a source of leads to be able to sell it to. And the source of leads is unending, and the product is is very obvious when it's right in front of your face that there's a big difference.
So you like locksmiths, so you've done a few of those too then, huh? Okay, good deal.
I'm working on a locksmith right now. Yeah, locksmiths, plumbers, attorneys, you name it. Even my one guy down in South Jersey is working on his doctor, because his doctor has a website, and he has a progressive practice where he charges people that don't have health insurance $55 a month, and they can come see him unlimited times if they're not feeling well every month, and it covers some other little things as well, like the flu shot and things like that.
I'll tell you what, I wish they did that here in Pittsburgh, man. That would be. I'd sign up for that. I'd pay him $5,500 a month for that kind of insurance. Huh?
Yeah. No, I hear you. Yeah, no, it's a nice idea. So he's working on trying to get that site as well. I have the demo out to him. It came out pretty nice.
Okay. Sounds like a winner, man. Let me go ahead and study this tonight and see if I can get something going for next week. I'll I can't make a promise that I can do this or not, but I'll damn sure at least know what I got to do. So I appreciate everything you've done. Anything else that I need to do before we head out?
No, there's a couple things here that I will do, and I'll show you just very quickly. I have a website. This is a hosting terms and conditions that goes to the client when they decide that they want to move forward. Down the bottom is where the client prints their name and signs. This is the contract, essentially. And then you see the rate. And
I see it.
I leave that open to you. Obviously, I need to see $299. So if you charge them $399 and $29.99, that's where you would modify that.
All right.
Okay. So that, and I also have an independent sales rep agreement, which basically talks about the fact that you're 1099. Talks about compensation and the $299 that I mentioned here and the $15.99 that I need to see, and it's basically just an agreement between you and I, and the fact that you would be a 1099 independent contractor.
Sure. What's the is it?
What? So I can send you these in an email, so you have them, along with some other links and some other information that I send out to all the salespeople that I have that just starting out. So. I'll send that over to you. I do have your email, so I'll send that over probably this afternoon. If not, it'll be in your box by tomorrow.
That's fine. Yeah, you got my email. Fantastic. Now, what's in your mindset as far as the hosting? How high could we go with it before we hit resistance? Could we go $29.99? Could we even go $39.99?
I think $29.99 is probably the top, but I've been toying with an idea of coming out with some different pricing, but I'm not going to do that yet. One thought was to charge a lesser fee up front and then charge $99 a month.
Yeah.
And then let the salespeople keep $35 of that $99 a month.
Yeah.
On every sale, so they build up a nice residual as well.
Yeah.
But my concern is, and I'm hearing some pushback on that from especially one of my salespeople down in South Jersey who told me that his experience would be that they would do the math on that and probably hesitate on pulling the trigger.
Yeah, because that's $100 a month basically. But I'm wondering if 29 or 27, 7's always a good number. 27 or even push to high as 37.
Yeah, I mean that's going to be up to you. My only suggestion to you would be, and I'm going to probably cap it somewhere because again it's going to come back and reflect on me as a company. So I've got to be careful with that as well. And I don't want where it's 39 at one place and down the road a half a mile it's 29.
Yeah.
Because that won't if they end up talking one another or somehow it wouldn't be good for business.
No,
there's always an explanation that can come behind that.
I mean, if it's not more than a few dollars, 29 to 37, I don't think anybody's going to cry about it. But if it's 29 for one and 99 for another, I would be pissed.
Yeah, no, agreed.
Yeah, but 29 to 30.
You have quite a list of contacts, right? Don't you, Rick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking at the residuals. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd like to make a couple $100 every time I do something, but in the long run, if you make an extra, $20 a month or $15 a month, and you got a couple hundred people, and you don't have to deal with them again after that, that's to me success.
Yeah, no, agreed. I'll also throw this out to you as well. I'm only going to see, sales from you. But you certainly, you could certainly have a couple of people that you paid a referral fee to
Oh yeah, of
brought you
course.
business. And, yeah, so I mean, you know, there's other ways, obviously, for you to increase, you know, what's coming into you. You know, so
Yeah, I would be more than happy to split the commission with somebody else, or take a maybe $100 commission just to get the residual income. To me personally.
sure.
All right, brother. Hey,
Yeah,
I'm gonna get out of your hair. We're gonna go ahead and take off. But man, this definitely looks good, and we'll definitely look at it this evening. Thank you so much, and
Okay.
thank
Okay,
you.
sure.
Take care, Charles. Bye.
All right, Rick.